Hello everyone and welcome to this another Charnwood Forest Geopark video newsletter update, bringing you all the news and information about what's been happening in Charnwood Forest and what the Geopark is going to be doing over the next few weeks and months, and potentially some of our biggest and most exciting announcements about events so far. So if you've never watched one of these all the way through, make sure you watch this one because you will not want to miss out on the events that we are going to announce to you today. As ever, you can find out more about everything I'm talking about on our website, charnwoodforest.org, and also on our social media pages, which you can find across the internet. Well, first of our very exciting announcements is to say that you will be able to join us in March on the evenings of Friday, March the 13th, Saturday, March the 14th, and Sunday, March the 15th, in the ruins of Braggate Park for a very, very special event that we're calling Geopark in the Dark. This is an illuminated fossil spectacular where more than 3,000 models of fossils will take you and transport you back in time more than 560 million years to what the seabed of Charnwood Forest would have looked like all those years ago. But not just the models, this will all be illuminated and lit up as well, bringing you all the spectacle of the show. There'll be an illuminated light show as well up on the ruins, a never before seen new animation of what this fossil community looked like all those years ago, and much, much more. A great way to celebrate what makes Charnwood Forest so special, our very, very old animal fossils, some of the oldest animal fossils in the world, and all of our heritage brought together in one evening illuminated show. There's going to be information panels, potentially some opportunity for you to have some lovely warm food and drink as well. And a big thank you, of course, to the National Lottery Heritage Fund and also the Braggate Park Trust for allowing us to make this possible. Now, bookings will open in the next few days, hopefully, but in the meantime, you need to make sure you keep March the 13th to the 15th. Keep one of those evenings free. You'll be able to join us for this free Geopark in the Dark event. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Pop it in your diaries and keep an eye on our social media and our website for when booking for those events opens up. You will need to book before you turn up. Now, I've just mentioned those 3,000 models we will need to recreate the ancient fossil floor of seabed floor of Charnwood Forest in the Braggate Park ruins in mid-March. Well, we are hoping that you and your family and your friends might come and get involved in that. So across the February half term, which off the top of my head, I think is the 14th to the 22nd of February, we are going on tour in Leicester, in and around Leicester, for a roadshow we're calling Paint the Precambrian. Fun for all the family. You'll be able to come along free of charge, no booking required, and paint and decorate a fossil model. Maybe it will be a Bragatia or a Charnia discus or a Prima candelabrum, or maybe even a Hyla colulis. There'll be information boards and panels on everything the Geopark's doing and our fabulous fossils, a chance for you to learn a bit more. You'll be able to touch some replicas of fossils like Charnia and Bragatia, and as we've said, there'll be fun for all the family to decorate some of these fossils, which will then go on show in Braggate Park, and we very much hope you'll join us for that Braggate Park Geopark in the Dark event, where you'll be able to see the fossils that you have decorated as part of a community of more than 3,000 fossils. So you can join us. As I say, all the information is on our website, but just looking across now, you can join us at Haymarket Shopping Centre, 10 till 4 p.m. on Saturday the 14th to Monday the 16th of February. If you're over in Foss Retail Park, you can join us at 10 till 4 p.m. between Tuesday the 17th and Thursday the 19th of February. And if you're a High Cross Shopping Centre person, and that's your local avenue into our Paint the Precambrian Roadshow, you can join us close to the John Lewis entrance at 10 till 4, Friday the 20th to Sunday the 22nd of February. More information on our website. Do join us for that, and then you can be part of our Geopark in the Dark event as well. And it's not just for children, I should say. It's a lot of fun painting and decorating these fossil models. So get involved, or maybe you just want to come along and see some of our information panels and see a replica of a 562 million year old fossil called Charnia. Well, if that wasn't enough, ladies and gentlemen, you know, those are two pretty hefty announcements. We're also very pleased to announce the 3 communities that are going to be included in our Geopark and National Lottery Heritage Fund supported community archaeological digs. These will be led by our very great friends and partners at ULAS at the University of Leicester, and also Professor Carenza Lewis of Time Team fame. They're going to be leading our community digs, and the community digs are going to be spread across a number of parishes. This is your opportunity to get involved in archaeology and the discovery of potentially new things which will unveil new information about the history not only of your community but also of Charnwood Forest as a whole. We can today announce that the 3 communities that are involved are Newtown Linford, where the community digs will take place on Saturday the 2nd and Sunday the 3rd of May, in Stanton under Barton on Saturday the 16th and Sunday the 17th of May, and Woodhouse and Woodhouse Eaves are coming together, and theirs will be on Saturday the 4th and Sunday the 5th of July. Now, if you'd like to get involved in there, if you're a resident of any of those villages, you can get involved by attending one of our upcoming community events in the local village halls. More information can be found on the news section of our website, but there's one in Stanton under Barton on the 12th of February, one in Woodhouse and Woodhouse Eaves on the 16th of February, and one in Newtown Linford on the 4th of March. You can get involved to discover more about those. Those events are being led by our partners at ULAS and the University of Lincoln. But if you can't attend and you'd like to be involved, follow the contact information that's on the news story on our website. Contact Joe Bartholomew at ULAS, and I'm sure Joe would love to hear from you, because we'd love to come and dig a 1 metre by 1 metre test pit, or rather help you dig a test pit. There'll be all sorts of expertise on hand, and who knows what wonderful discoveries will be made over those weekends. Of course, we'll be bringing you some coverage of those events as they happen, and all the news on the very special finds that are made. So if you fancy yourself an amateur archaeologist, now is the time to get involved and get all the support you need to discover what's hidden in your back or front garden. We also want to say a big thank you to the good people of Markfield who turned out in huge numbers this past Saturday for our Geopark Community Challenge event. A big thank you also to the National Forest, who provided a great deal of support for what was a fantastic day. Huge amounts of rubbish was collected up to tidy up Heel Hole Nature Reserve. There were bulbs planted, the general area was tidied and scrubbed, a little bit of geoconservation work was done, old tree guards removed. The place is looking much, much better, and that's all because of the fantastic help and support we had from our volunteers and also from the people of Markfield. There'll be more community challenges supported by the Geopark and the National Lottery Heritage Fund coming up this year, so do follow along on our social media and also sign up to our newsletter on our website if you want to get involved in that. While we're talking about our volunteers, a big thank you to our geoconservation volunteers who've been supporting a lot of work to raise the profile of Charnwood Forest and its fantastic stories recently, and also make it even more welcoming to visitors with information to welcome them and direct them around the Geopark. Last month, we were out at Morley Quarry on what was a very, very muddy day, installing a new information hub there in Shepshed. Thank you to all the volunteers who got involved, and we're not put off by a wet and muddy day, but what a fun day it was too. Thank you to all our volunteers. And finally, you can join us at the end of February on Thursday, the 26th at 7:30 p.m. for a free online talk when we're going to be joined by Dr. Susan Kilby, who will present on the place names of Charnwood Forest. This is an opportunity to join us for the evening and hear about the hidden and fascinating story behind why the places of Charnwood Forest have the names they do and what those place names mean. Hear it from an absolute expert. Dr. Susan Kilby is a landscape historian and is just the person to tell us and take us through that. I even hear she's got something a little interactive planned for us, so there might be a bit of a quiz. See if you can work out what the meaning is behind some of the place names and what it tells us about the people who have lived there and what they've done in those communities over the past hundreds and indeed thousands of years. At that point, thank you once more for joining us for one of these Charnwood Forest video newsletter updates. We hope you find them interesting. And as I say, if there was something on there that you'd like to find some more information about, please do go to charnwoodforest.org, look on our news and events pages, and you can find out more about everything I've talked about. We hope that you found this useful, and hopefully you'll join us again next month when we bring you an update on this video newsletter method. Hope you have a fantastic February, and we will see you soon.